thanks for calling, checking in on today's dreaded D-Rose report. From the land of giant midgets, let's start the report. For those wondering about WWE plans to strip Dolph Ziggler of the heavyweight title, don't worry about it, because no matter how much time he misses, they're not going to do it. They usually have a 30-day you must compete, lay the belt on the line deal, but that's out the window with him. They're still talking to having a ladder match with him, Jack Swagger, and Alberto at SummerSlam, though. That means that these three superstars are going to be in the World Heavyweight title picture for a while now, a few more months. SummerSlam. Hey, we ain't even got out of spring yet. Despite other reports online, there's no backstage heat on Swagger for Dolph Ziggler's injury. What normally happens, which could have been the mind's not as fast as it used to be, or the hand's not as fast as it used to be, when Dolph bent over and Jack Swagger went to kick him, Dolph turned his head, but normally you stop it. You hit it this way. And it just didn't either. Somebody snoozed. Legendary announcer Mean Gene Okerlund, who works for WWE on a limited capacity, he hosts the Vintage Collection, if you get that, in Classics On Demand programming, revealed in an interview with St. Paul Pioneer Press that he intends to work for the sports organization, entertainment organization, for at least the next 3 years. He says, as long as I can travel, Okerlund said. By the way, he's 70 years old. And hardcore Bob Holly, he gave an interview the other day and about his friendship with Chris Benoit. He says, for people that didn't know Chris, he was the kindest human being ever that you would ever find on this planet. As soon as I read that sentence, I quickly clicked off, went to something else. And WWE CFO George Barros talked about the company's business at the J.P. Morgan's 41st annual Global Technology Meeting Telecom Conference on Thursday. There wasn't much new about the WWE network, but he did note it. That they're now looking at a price between $9.99 and $14.99 per month, a little bit lower than what they previously estimated. So how does that hit you in the wallet? Does it? Is that okay? As reported earlier this week about Big Japan Pro Wrestling announced that Sami Callihan, they were removed from their tour, their next tour, because of him signing with WWE. Well, that's not really correct, and other sources reported that Callihan was removed from the tour because he has a family member dealing with severe health issues. Callihan did not want to be out of the country for 7 to 10 days while a member was dealing with their issues. As Callihan still expected to sign with WWE, but leaving the Japan deal, the tour, nothing to do with them. And by the way, The Rock is doing media for Fast 6. They show a heck of a lot more of Vin Diesel on the commercials than anything to do with The Rock. I would think The Rock would be a bigger pull-in than Vin Diesel would be, getting seats in movie theaters. But, anyway, he tweeted an injury update. He says, injury update, 3.5 weeks post-surgery, 3 hernia tears, letting pain be my guide and feel good. Thank all you guys for the love. Then he put a little hashtag swollen member. I don't know if I want to know what that is. Rock, by the way, was working out with NBA legends Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley earlier this week, and now he can't make a free throw for the life of it. Anyway, new issue of Men Health magazine has a poll asking, what's the most iconic t-shirt of all time? Anyway, I Love New York was like 24%. Rolling Stones, the tongue logo, 13%. Steve Austin came in, believe it or not, the 316 t-shirt at 7%. Brian Doherty of Reason.com reports that he heard rumors of WWE legend and superstar Glenn Jacobs being interested in running against Senator Lamar Alexander for a Tennessee seat that Lamar has held since 2003. Glenn Jacobs has been active in the Liberation Party in the past, and he's into politics big time. Say, who's that? Hey, that's Kane. He ought to scare off his opponent. All right, USA Today reports that over the next 3 years, WWE is going to be donating $1.2 million to the Chris Nowinski, remember him? There in WWE just a short time, Sports Legacy Institute to further the research needed to determine the existence of CTE, a disease that has been linked to the head and brain trauma in athletes. Which that's why Lewinsky took off. He ended up with a concussion. Don't know whether you get over that after time or what, but anyway, he'd been on a crusade ever since. Lewinsky has. WWE taped the following matches for tonight's SmackDown. No spoiler. Usos taking on Rollins and Reigns. Miz taking on Sandow. Tensai and Clay taking on Young, Titus O'Neil. Sincero taking on Chris Jericho. Caitlyn Oksana non-title match. Orton, Sheamus, Del Rio taking on Big Show, Henry, and Swagger. As noted before, WWE's 2014 video game will hit the U.S. markets and stores October 29th of this year, and it will be released in Europe on November 1st. So save up your money for Christmas. Stephanie McMahon, Sheamus, and Del Rio, odd couple, or triple pair. They're representing WWE at the USA Upfront yesterday in New York. I don't know what USA Upfronts is, but they were representing them. And TMZ, well, that's in everybody's business, they reports that Jake the Snake Roberts has begun taking acting lessons this week and has already been offered a part in an independent film. Jake is planning on going to audition once he gets the hang of things. I don't know, I just take an acting class and you get offered. That's all right. Chris Jericho noted that he will be at Saturday's WWE live event in Evansville, Indiana, because he's attending the Paul McCartney concert. Ryback tweeted the following about this year's Extreme Rules and last year's pay-per-view, where he defeated 2 local wrestlers in the handicap match. He says, last year I defeated 2 monster men at ER, it says, and now I fight for WWE Championship. Not a bad year, he says. Ryback rules. All right, PWI Insider.com has confirmed that WWE has signed California-based independent wrestler Sean Rickers to a developmental contract, and he's been appearing as featured heel in championship wrestling from Hollywood, where he at one point was managed by Percy Pringle or Paul Bear or Mr. Mooney. Rickers is 32 years old, 6'1", 225 pounds, originally hails from Hagerstown, Maryland. It was announced last month that he's going to be appearing as a contestant on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's reality series when it comes on TNT, The Hero, which bring in 10 ordinary people, don't know if you consider him an ordinary, together for an unexpected and dramatic setting, then assigns them different missions, I guess, that will test their brains, brawns, and even their morality. On the show, Rickers is billed as a struggling pro wrestler who has always has all the makings of a hero: honesty, strength, charisma. But does he have the compassion? Oh, I got goosebumps. Anyway, the acquisition has been expected, as Pro Wrestling Observer newsletter reported last week that Rickers was well on his way following independent wrestler and his fellow independent wrestler, Sami Callihan. Samar Del Sol and Mike Bennett had undergone medical testing required to be, they want to make sure you're not on drugs. PWI Insider also reports that WWE shifted its developmental station to Winter Park, Florida at the beginning of July, officially billed as WWE Performance Center now. There may be many as 20 to 22 or more developmental acquisitions, as well as changes to the developmental staff. As it was announced tonight on Impact Wrestling that stipulations have been added to Bully Ray's TNA heavyweight title championship defense against Sting at Slammiversary. Anyway, the contest is going to be taking place in no-holds-barred rules match, and should Sting lose, he can never challenge for the world title again. Or, well, that just says challenge for the title again. guess they're talking about that one. 5 additional matches have been announced for the pay-per-view, which emanates from Boston University, Sunday, June 2nd. Here's the way it's going so far. Bully Ray defending his TNA heavyweight title against Sting. It's billed as Sting's last shot. AJ Styles will face Kurt Angle, and a 4-team elimination tag team matches for the championship match is going to be going on. It's Chavo and Hernandez defending the TNA World Championship against Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, and Cowboys James Storm, and a mystery partner. They always do that, mystery partner. Devon defends the TNA heavyweight title against Joseph Parks. Or whoever shows up. Kenny Kane defends his X Division title in an Ultimate X match against Chris Sabin, and opponent to be determined. That's an awful long name for somebody. Taryn Terrell will square off against Gail Kim. That looks like it's about it. That's it for today, too. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.